What is terrorism? Yeah, people throw the term around a lot, but they never bother to explain what terrorism is. Terrorism is like this boogeyman. Ooh, the terrorists are coming, ah! But what is terrorism? Well, it's very simple. Terrorism is the use of fear. The use of fear to achieve political ends. Yeah, and what do terrorists do? Well, they commit random acts of violence. And this inspires fear in the populace because they never know where the violence is coming from. Some little cafe or discotheque or something blows up because of the terrorists, because they put a bomb there. And, people are freaking out. They're scared. And so in order to essentially pay off the terrorists, they acquiesce to the demands of the terrorist. That's what terrorism is. So what's going on is that the terrorist commits acts of violence, or let's rephrase that a little bit. He commits acts that inspire fear in the populace. And because the populace is scared because of the actions of the terrorist, the populace does what the terrorist wants. The terrorist is using fear to get his political objectives. Who does that sound like? It sounds like our leaders in the Western democracies now, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, the leadership in the Western democracies has created this environment of fear and has the entire populace running in fear. Running here, running there. Do this or you're going to get a bad result. Do that or you're going to get a bad result. Huh? And people are running scared all the time. And it's not that the political leadership is trying to stamp out the sources of this fear. No. What they are doing, deliberately doing, is exacerbating the things that make the populace afraid so that they can control the populace, so that they can get more power for themselves. Our political leadership in the Western democracies are the terrorists threatening us. I'm doing this video on Patreon because I feel this fear. The political leadership, Jen Psaki, the spokeswoman for the Biden administration, has said outright that if one tech company bans somebody in one platform, they should be banned from all the platforms, for what they say. And that's terrorism. That's plain and simple. It's trying to get people afraid so that they don't speak out loud what they're really thinking. That's why I'm doing this video on Patreon. And you think about it, 5 years ago, a video on this topic, hell, 2 years ago, a video on this particular topic, just put it on a free channel, right? But the fact is that over the past few years, and especially over the past couple of years, and as of the last few months most especially, everybody online is terrified of saying the wrong thing. Yeah, you say anything wrong. You question the efficacy of some medication, for instance, or you question the statistics of this, that, or the other, or you point out some sort of corruption going on. I mean, the New York Post, which is the oldest newspaper in the United States, founded by Alexander Hamilton, one of the fathers of the country, well, it was essentially neutered back in October 2020 when the whole Hunter Biden laptop thing came out. Yeah. They are censoring people. They are shutting them up, shutting them down. And not even for saying anything particularly egregious, but just pointing out reality. Just pointing out reality is enough to get you ruined. Totalitarian regimes use fear to control the populace. Look at communist China today. Today, okay? Not back in the bad old days of Mao. Today, with Xi Jinping, it is, a terrorist organization, a totalitarian organization. Totalitarian states like Stalin, like Hitler, like the communist Chinese, like the North Koreans, they use terror, fear, to control the populace. And the leaders of the Western democracies have discovered this, and they are applying it. They have used the fear of a pandemic, they have used the fear of deplatforming, they have used the fear of losing your income, of cancel culture. They're using all of these mechanisms to terrorize you. You have to understand what's going on. our democratically elected leaders have figured out how to essentially short-circuit the democratic process. And they are terrorizing the people. They are terrorizing you and me. So what's to be done about this? Well, to tell you the truth, I can't say it out loud. And I cannot believe I'm stating that, but that's the truth. See, if I were to state out loud what has to be done, I would be deplatformed, and I'd get into a heap of trouble. And not only about the deplatforming thing, but different government organizations, international government organizations, would go after me. And you think I'm being hyperbolic? I'm not being hyperbolic, man. I'm telling the truth. My credit cards would be shuttered. My ability to just enjoy the normal life that we have would be severely curtailed if I were to say what has to be done in the current political environment. I mean, you're going to have to draw your own conclusions. But you see what's going on. I mean, see, the novel 1984 by George Orwell was supposed to be a dystopia, but it has become history. We are living it. Actually, that's not true. I mean, we are living the more pernicious aspects politically of 1984, but we're also living Brave New World. We're all taking our happy pills. We are all, in this existence that is like hedonistic and incredibly pleasurable, but incredibly empty. Huh? And our feelings, our fifis, no matter how trivial, are catered to. Yeah? And so it's this weird combination of 1984 on the one hand, the totalitarianism that novel described, and Brave New World, the dystopia described in that novel, it's just this weird smorgasbord of these two novels. It's so weird that these novels that are half a century old, at least, right, they describe perfectly the society that we are living in now. So anyway, I just wanted to point out this quick video so that you understand what's going on. Okay, and look at your leaders as what they are. They're terrorists, and they are hell-bent for leather on terrorizing you. They want you afraid. They want you afraid all the time, so that you will give them more power, so that they can do whatever they want in the name of safety and security, and nobody raises a fuss, nobody objects. That's what's going on, see? In the name of safety, in the name of security, in the name of fighting the bad guys, right? And the bad guys, of course, are anybody who disagrees with them. In the name of all that, our leaders are doing unconscionable things, and nobody's checking them. The justice system is on board with this regime. The people are on board with this regime. Me personally, I made my choice long ago. I decided that the West, though it has wonderful things, it's just not for me. Because it's totalitarian with a happy face, but still totalitarian. And the terrorists, they're not in Iraq, they're not in Afghanistan, they're in the streets of the Western democracies.